Hi guys, I've just finished filming here with the Queen of Wrestling, VeVe from Doom's Meeting, and Hans Vanderkill.
Yeah.
We did a lot of different kind of clips today, so hopefully you guys enjoy. It's quite interesting. VeVe's actually the first, the second after Anaconda female I've actually got to interview in terms of producers, because it seems to be that quite a lot of companies are male owned and male orientated. Would you say that in terms of producers? Do you feel like, you know, you're one of the only sort of females out there, apart from the likes of Robin from VeVe and that? You know, there's not just as many females, would you say?
I'm not sure if maybe in wrestling that could be a little more true.
Mm-hmm.
Going, I think, among different sort of fetish producers, I've worked with an awful lot of other ladies as well. So there's some other great women out there that I hope you'll also get to meet.
Yes.
Actually, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I know Alpha Femmes in the UK is one of my some of my favorite people in wrestling too. And whenever you're traveling here through the US, Spectrum Custom Requests, Carrie Spectrum in Jersey is also great. I could list a ton of people, but it's true that you do run into an awful lot of guys as well.
Yes, yes. It just seems that, you know, quite a lot of the big contenders, like for like scissors and stuff, all seems to be very male orientated, I find.
I think guys like scissors.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, well, for people to put in scissors, I think you definitely want to keep that among the men largely, to squeeze the daylights out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did your story begin then, in terms of like how did you get into the wrestling scene, and how did your story, you know, evolve over the years? Because obviously you've been doing this for a long time now, and you're one of the more experienced in terms of, you know, session wrestling and also in skills as well.
Oh, thank you. Well, I got into this entirely by accident, which is a story I always tell. I had once wrestled a boyfriend in college who didn't think it was as fun as I did, and I just kept in the back of my mind, I'd like to do that again if I ever got a chance. So after I moved to New York, I got invited to a fetish party. It was also my first time for that. I'm like, oh, exciting, let me go try. And they had put wrestling mats out at this party. And thinking, oh, I'd always wanted to try that again if I ever got the chance. I jumped in, got my ass kicked the very first time that I ever tried this. So I loved it, except the losing part. I want to come back, I want to get better. How do I do this again? How do I get better? Made some friends and just stuck with it. And from there to here, it turned out that I could keep doing this. People were looking for it. Something I was doing for fun anyway could become an entirely full-time
job.
Gig. Yeah.
Very good. And how did you meet VeVe then, or how did your store evolve in terms of?
Yeah, so I got into it entirely not by accident. I was definitely into it to begin with. I never thought I'd get into it as much as I have.
Did you always know that you were into it, or is it just?
Yeah, I liked DWW growing up. Like, I got into like watching that and thought it was really awesome. And then, but it was always kind of like this, like, you know, back secret. It's like I didn't really like tell people that. Like, and then I came to New York and I went to a filming event for these guys and for Femwin, and ended up doing some camera work for them because I do that for other gigs.
Okay.
And started getting into like doing videos. Like, they hadn't really gotten into doing videos for themselves yet, and you know, we kind of like collaborated a little bit in the beginning, and then they, you know, have let me stay around. So very grateful for that.
Yes, you were really helpful in getting the video side of Doom Maidens, even born at all. Our very first videos, we were calling on Hans for some expertise, and then as videos took off for us, and
just point out, like, you guys could totally do this yourselves. Here's how you know, here's how, and they were like, oh yeah, we totally could. So,
but you got a little bit more bold with your secret love of wrestling. Became a little bit less secret,
yes.
and after we'd gotten out there with videos, Hans sort of also was like, I could do this too.
Yeah. I tried it out and I liked it.
Pulled each other along a little bit.
Right. And in terms of your videos, what would you say is kind of your I know you're quite open and you do quite a lot of different genres, but what would you say is kind of like your main niche, or what's the thing that seems to be you're well known for, or what's your like what do you enjoy doing most, what do you find guys like, about Doom's Maiden and that?
Well, I mean, we certainly do a lot of things, but I guess what's most unique to Doom Maidens is bondage wrestling.
Yes.
Because certainly mixed wrestling and female wrestling, although we do it, it's out there from other people as well. Whereas I keep looking and wondering if people will pick up doing bondage wrestling anywhere else. And so far, I'm still pretty close to unique in doing it and doing competitive bondage. So it's a trademark.
I've met a few guys along the way, and they've kind of said they've had a bondage session with you, and they kind of think it's fake and it's not real, and then I love first times, because people always kind of have that like no way feeling, and after the first time they're like, that was so much more than I expected. Oh my god. And you can never get back that first time experience where you just really shock them with, holy shit, this is real, and I'm so helpless. Yeah. And do you think that the scene is getting bigger? Do you think there's more girls coming along or not? Because like you kind of said that you're, lately you've been helping a lot of new girls, and you also do like training sessions with them, and try to show them things that you can do, the conventional kind of normal joint locks, and then also other kind of moves you can do maybe that in sessions that you don't really learn in a BJJ class.
Yes, right. I think it's a good moment right now. Here in New York, it feels like it's a good moment for wrestling, and for a fetish community and wrestling community in general. There's a lot out there, a lot of people. I think the way that the internet and different clip sites have evolved, it makes it very easy for people to just get themselves started, which means there's a huge variety of people coming in. There's fresh energy. It does mean that sometimes people come in knowing almost nothing. So I do like, right now in New York, I have a few ladies that are training that are really interested in being not necessarily just a fetish model, but a wrestler, and being able to bring that skill to it. So I like that people are coming in with different skills.
Because you've also had quite a lot of people of different shapes now as well on your own website. You've got different, like you do different size comparisons and things as well. Do you find that's quite big? Do you find people like that?
Absolutely. I think the most amazing thing about fetish is how there is something for everyone, someone for everyone. I love having a variety of people, because you don't need to compete with each other. You can work together, because everyone has their own fans, their own following. There's a fetish for this, fetish for that.
Do you think that's a problem in the industry? Do you think some girls are more not jealous, but you think sometimes some girls are more accommodating in that they want to actually help each other, share experiences maybe they've had in sessions, and keep the scene kind of that you're there to help each other and be like empower women together? Or do you think sometimes there's some women that kind of they're not just so, it's as if they want to be on their own and they have no interest in...
I have seen a really sort of a different feeling between people that are public doing video work, and wrestlers and fetish models, or maybe you could even just group like a modeling community with something, a private like pro dominatrix scene. Yes. I do feel that, at least here in New York, I've gotten a bit of that is more every one person on their own, because it is very private. It's usually like, no, my images can't be on the internet. I won't show my face. It's all extremely discreet, and then it does seem more isolated. But when I've done work with almost anyone that does modeling, everyone immediately sees how we can work together. You don't have to be in competition, because we could do a 2-on-1. We could do a double team. And I think that there's a wonderful collaboration between wrestling session providers and models who are wonderful about sharing references, finding collaborations. I love that. I do really, really like that people can both help each other and see where they can work together.
Yeah.
And how two people that are completely different could work well in contrast. How two people that are very similar could work well as a twins act.
Yeah.
There's no need to get extraordinarily competitive about things, except on the mats.
And a lot of people have like their own things too, where like they'll do a shoot together and do a trade and be like, oh, like I want to do this video. It's like, oh, I've never tried that before. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll do that. And then they'll be like, I've never tried the one that you want to do before, and it's cool because like everyone kind of have like their own.
Yeah, you get to see things from different
Yeah.
perspectives.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in terms of like, obviously you've knew VeVe from the start, so you've kind of seen her skill set grow over the years.
Oh, yeah.
And now she's become like a
Seen and felt.
Seen and
Yeah.
felt.
You said you actually think you might actually get one up on her this year when you find.
I'm gonna try. I try every year, and
Optimism is so important.
yes, like last year didn't go so well, but this year, last year I unimproved a little bit score wise.
Right.
So
But do you
this
think?
year.
Do you
we'll
think
see.
that the scene has, do you think that from maybe what it was 10 years ago, do you think the girls coming to the scene now have a lot more skills? Do you think they're a lot stronger? Do you think, have you noticed any pattern in that, has it changed or not? Like,
It was, well, there's a lot more of them now, and yeah, like I see people coming in who like start out a lot stronger than what I used to see like a long time ago, and it's really kind of been like the last, like, I don't know, maybe like 5 to 7 years. I feel like there's just like this explosion of like talent and people finding this and finding out that they're into it and getting into it, and then wanting to try it faster. And when I first met these guys in New York, there was kind of like a group, in the beginning, and then that sort of died down a little bit, and there were less of us. And then I always keep saying, like, these past couple of years, like, oh, it's so nice to see, like, there's so many people like getting into it and trying it, and finding their own niche too, and just running with it. So
because it seems lately that there's been a real sort of drive and push for, like, UFC has become so popular, so people are now actually, to train in something like MMA is quite readily available, and also the likes of strength training for women is also huge nowadays, whereas like, after the 70s it kind of died down, and it's sort of made like a comeback again, so it should hopefully bring a few more stronger, skilled women to the scene.
Yeah, totally. I'm all for it, and like I think like just an explosion in like general fitness like the last few years too. Like there's a lot of people who are kind of like unafraid to be strong, like on the female side especially, like, and that's nice to see. So
Okay.
especially as someone who's like a fan of that. So
If someone was looking to do like their first ever session, what advice would you give them, VeVe, in terms of for booking a session with someone?
I would say, as much as possible, even though it's your first time, try to come in with a little bit of an idea what you want it to be like. Sessions are very flexible, and it's a great time not to be shy. I know a lot of people have spent a lot of time not talking about this, not feeling like they're able to talk about this. And so I'd say take the opportunity. You're in a place with somebody who's really familiar with this, who's really comfortable wrestling, showing their strength, and is really ready to help you, try it out. So I guess my biggest advice would be take advantage, and let yourself relax, let yourself be comfortable, and have a really good time.
Yeah. And for customs as well, would that be the same? Can you kind of tell if someone's a time waster or if someone is actually genuine when they first email you? Because obviously you're bound to get a lot of emails yourself.
I do find that.
Like, how does someone make it past the initial kind of inquiry to get a reply?
I will try to give people the benefit of the doubt and reply. And it's in those follow-ups where you find out if you're getting anywhere with the discussion or not.
Yeah.
If the same question has popped up, many times, I mean, never mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a definite distinguishing mark.
So what's the future then for both of your stores then this year? What is up and coming? Is there anything new that you have in the pipeline or that you are going to try out?
For me, like I started with just the competitive wrestling, and I've been trying to do like some more different styles, and but like still kind of like sticking with what I got into it for initially.
How did you get the name? Because I have quite a lot of people actually always say to me, "What a stupid name."
Oh, the name?
How did that come up?
So, yeah, like, of course, like everyone, and everyone has two names. But, so like when I was meeting these guys and kind of like thinking like, oh, I should get into this, maybe I'll do some videos, or like there were some live shows or like groups at the time. But anyway, it was like, oh, you need a name. So I was sitting, actually, I had just come from a Jello wrestling event with like a whole group of people, and I was on my way home, and it rained and poured, and we got stuck in a bar. So we're like sitting there having beers, and this guy who was the boyfriend of one of the other wrestlers in like kind of like the original group. It's like, yeah, your name should be something like Hans Vanderkill. Just came like right out with it, and I was like, that's great, I'll take it. So yeah.
That was choose for you.
Yeah, and back then too, like a lot of like kind of like the group of us, there was like a lot of like V's and like kind of like extreme like I don't know, just like tough sounding names. So I wanted something that kind of like fit with the group at the time. So
okay, very cool. And anything new for Dunes Maidens this year? Or?
I am hoping so. We're always trying to keep up with just the general customs videos, my touring and everything demands. I'm always wanting to be able to do new stuff at the same time. And what I am excited about is we've recently acquired a new studio that has a lot more rooms and locations within it. So I'm interested to start using different sets. This new space has a very scary, terrifying, dungeony basement that I would love to abduct some people into, and has a backyard where I wanted to be able to film outdoor things. And being in New York City, it's pretty tough to film outdoor things. So I'm really excited to start being able to bring in a little bit more complex storyline, a little more complex setting, and get some. On top of just the wrestling, I love doing fantasy and role play storyline things that just make it like, what's a really wacky, wild, fun reason that we're wrestling. Let's dress it up. So that might be something that we come up with.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, guys, for having me here today and filming. You can catch the videos at Dunes Maidens, Clips for Sale, and at Hans Vanderkill's Wrestling Theatre.
Mixed Battle Theatre.
Mixed Battle Theatre.
Another silly name.
Yeah.
You've topped us all on that.
Yes.
It was good fun. So check them out, guys. And thanks very much.
Yeah, thanks for joining us and for a lot of good video work today, too.
Yeah.